What's going on? It's your boy CJ Goodfella back with the Boxing Clinic, and we doing a quick review of the Jermell Charlo WBC Junior Middleweight Champion versus Charles Hatley tonight. Charles Hatley never seemed pretty comfortable. Once he really started to feel the strength of Jermell Charlo's punches and his physical strength, Charlo's jab really opened up doors for him in this fight. Made Hatley, backpedal and move a lot more than probably he was usually moving to, and then he was mixing in a straight right hand. Then Charles Hatley always had to worry about the uppercut coming because he was throwing the uppercut because Hatley was leaning in. But the reason why the jab and the right hand was so effective for Charlo in this fight was because Hatley was moving straight back the whole fight. It was like they wasn't prepping for that jab right hand, that bread and butter for Jermell Charlo. And he was mixing in the lead hooks, the left hooks, and the straight right hands with the jab. And seems like he was just ill prepared. He wasn't ready for the power. And at the end of the day, the power was just too much for him. He got knocked out in the sixth round, flat on his face. Because he chose to exchange. He chose to open up. He knew it was a matter of time before he was about to get knocked out. So he opened up. And when you exchange close corners, you have to keep everything tight. Hatley had his hands down, wailing, throwing shots, going for broke. Charlo kept his chin tucked, everything tight. Hit him with some hooks. Nothing that Hatley really threw really landed with any authority. And then it was basically, a shotgun punch right down the middle. From the chin to the chin of Charles Hatley. From Charlo's chin to Charles Hatley's chin, it was all she wrote. You could tell Charles Hatley wasn't ready for that level. He's a great amateur, but wins over Keith Thurman, as they said. And I heard a lot about him as an amateur, but this is just one of these phenomenons where great amateur doesn't translate into great fighter or good amateur. And basically that's what it was tonight. Without the headgear on, he's not the fighter that he probably was as the amateur. He doesn't have the chin to sustain at this weight level, and it showed tonight. Charlo called out Jarrett Hurd, said that he's the guy to end up taking his brother's title. So has Erislandy Lara called out Jarrett Hurd, but Erislandy Lara has also called out Jermell Charlo because he, as you see tonight, he no longer trains with Ronnie Shields. He trains with Derek James, and Erislandy Lara called out Hurd. He's trying to get that fight after he reneged with a verbal deal with Demetrius Andrade. Now they both trying to go after Hurd. We'll see what happens with Hurd. As far as Jermell Charlo, like I said, he called out Jarrett Hurd. He wants to unify. Like I said, Erislandy Lara wants to fight Jermell Charlo or Hurd as well. I would like to see the Jermell Charlo versus Erislandy Lara fight next. Why not? Two competitive fighters, no longer training with the same trainer, know each other well at that point. But good fight for Charlo. You can see that he's starting to mesh well with Derek James. But I still liked him better when he was with Ronnie Shields, when he was moving around a little bit more. But you could tell he's plating and throwing with authority now, and that's what he wanted. But we're gone.